Hi, Hannah here. I picked up the bottom part of a Kincaid hutch. I wanted just the server part, and I got it from Facebook Marketplace. This piece is going to look very different from the one I did before. I actually left a link to it in the description if you want to see how I did the other server, or you can just stay tuned and I'll have it play next. But this piece is going to look totally different. As I said, it's going to be whitewashed, so I have so much work ahead of me. Removing the handles and the cabinet doors is definitely a must. I really hate these types of handles. I just took a measurement just to see what I need as far as the handle size, and I see it's 3 inches. So I have to go look through all my things and see if I have anything that could fit in there. I do collect handles from different places. If I have a piece that I don't want the piece, but it has good handles, I'll take the handles. Or, just keep my eye open for it. Now, removing all of these pieces is just such a must with what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to sand this down completely raw, so all of these pieces need to be taken apart and each part needs to be sanded completely clear. So this is a lot of preparation. This backboard had like, I don't know, 1,000 staples in it, so I did some at a time and then I just went back to it later so I won't kill myself completely. And sometimes I just feel like when we just sand a couple of easy parts, I may only have maybe an half an hour or an hour to spend down here working on this project. So I have to try to get as much done as possible because I actually, have other jobs that I do. I really love to sand all whatever flat pieces and things that I can do right away, and then I'll handle the hard parts another time. I just sand and sand and sand whatever I can possibly sand. And I was a little disappointed that I saw like where the hutch was. I can see little parts that was covered up and a light. I'm not sure how I was supposed to get rid of it. Was I supposed to bleach it? Was I supposed to do all this other stuff? And so I did try to find some tutorials, to see exactly what I'm supposed to do, but I did not find them. And I'm sure me trying to remove this part, I'm making it more complicated than it has to be. But it's gonna come off, so sometimes I'll switch up different tools, switch up a different idea just to get what I need to get done. So with the cabinet doors, I like to just sand down whatever part is easy, and then after that I come through in the grooves and put some clean strip in there. So if you're still with me so far, hopefully you can subscribe to my channel and I can keep bringing content in here that you may want to see with my furniture flipping. I don't have the perfect setup and everything just looking so great, but I am working my way towards that, and I just don't want to be discouraged. I'm going to just keep pushing until I get to my goals. Thank you. Now it's time to strip. I gotta have my mask on, gloves, and I love to use a chip brush when I do mine. I have a whole bunch of them and I just throw them out when I'm done. So Clean Strip is the stripper of choice. It is very strong in scent, and it usually just needs 15 minutes. I try to put a good amount on there, but I think with this particular one right here, I don't know if I put enough. But at least 15 minutes. I try to wait a half an hour sometimes to give it a little more time. And then I also can use mineral spirits sometimes to kind of back it up before I use the afterwash, which is a must. You must put the afterwash on to stop the action. This is a lot of work. You really have to want this because if you're stripping something or sanding something down to raw wood, I use mineral spirits sometimes to help boost it. But if you're stripping something down, it's best either find a piece that doesn't have any grooves. I was just told today by one of my neighbors that use a wire brush, which I gotta pick one up, but it's just a lot. This project and my next project, I'm doing a lot of stripping and hand sanding. So I took a little break, and these are the handles that I have. It had some kind of spray paint on it. It came off from some piece, and the stripper immediately got it clean. I just had to use a little bit of scrub just to kind of release the rest of it before I rinsed it off. And I plan on spraying them anyway. So I didn't need to do anything but just kind of take off whatever was there. And so I kind of wanted an easier time. So I just decided to lay the server on another side that was flat and sand some more. Just get some done. Because I was almost at a point where I know that I have to strip this thing. So I just wanted to just get it done. Time to strip the server. I only need it in a few of the little groove sections. Maybe I should have waited longer because this stuff was pretty tough to get out. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it still needs to be cleaned up, pretty stripped pretty well. I'm using this tool that I got from Amazon, but I tell you, I really was disappointed by it. It's like a little handheld grip that helps you sand, but the problem is the little sandpapers that come with it just aren't strong enough, and they only last for about 3-4 strokes, and then next thing you know, you need to replace it with another one. And the 81 is the same as, I don't know, a 180. If you had bought it yourself, it's just not strong enough. So I decided to spray paint a lot of the pieces that already came off of it black. I think it just would make it pop more with the whitewash if I make the hardware black. So I'm just cleaning everything up. This is the end of the night, and I just want to get everything all cleaned up so that tomorrow I can start the next process for that. Which would be painting, whitewash. But then I ran back in and said, why don't I do something with the backboard? So I thought it would be quick and easy for me to just spray paint it all black. But what I didn't consider is that this was a big piece that I was spray painting, not just little handles. So it was taking longer than I thought. And then I had 2 cans that we're using, and they were getting a little empty. And of course the smell was getting sort of strong. It wasn't like I can just spray real quick and leave. I was standing there spraying and choking at the same time. I did get most of this done, and then had to clean it up, the rest of it, fill it in more the next day. I decided to make the base black, which I kind of already knew what I was going to do. And I thought that would be just something just neat, simple. It'll stand out with the whitewash, and it'll be the same color as the hardware. But it had to be really careful and just... So it's time for me to smooth it out with a 400 grit sandpaper just to give it a nice smooth finish. And so I just did the top, the sides, and the drawer just to give it a nice soft feel. The paint that I'm using that I'm going to water down. I bought very cheap paint, and I'll put it in the description if you actually care for the actual color. I'm just going to water it down, 50% paint and then 50% water, to whitewash it. I just wanted it to have a very gray beige kind of stain. It's not quite white. I just wanted to make sure that it was able to tone it a little bit and give it a nice look. I do have inspiration that I got from Pinterest that was so good, but I'm not going to show that one. It did not come out just like that one, so why show it? I'm wiping it across, sometimes one coat, sometimes two coats. The first time I always wipe it off faster than normal because I just need to see what it looks like. And sometimes I'm like, okay, I could have left it on longer, but when you first do it, you're really just testing it, so you can just wipe it off faster. But if you're really waiting, then you have to wait at least 20 seconds, I feel like, if you do it correctly. People wait a minute. I don't know if I'm gonna wait that long. I have done stuff to projects that I really get pissed off and I have to go back and sand it down again. It is very messy. Usually dealing with any kind of stain or paint can be messy, so it's about the same, but this is watered down. And I just apply it with my chip brush. I have a bunch of chip brushes that are essentially throwaway brushes right after you've done a project. And I just rub it on with a chip brush and then rub it off with a rag. Some cleaning rag, just work rags. Okay, it's time to do the cabinet doors. And so I have them in a different area. You can see they're in the garage, so I'm just putting it on there and make sure it's in every section of it, and then I'm going to just wipe it off. If you can see the difference between the one that I whitewashed and the one that I did not, it is a lot less yellow, and I'm kind of happy with the way it turned out so far. So now I moved it into the basement area so that I can just put the top coat on. I have a one coat poly that I like to use. Sometimes I'll add multiple coats for it anyway, but for just a raw wood finish with some whitewash, it's not really something I would add multiple coats on. I kind of wanted it to just stay plain. People do that sometimes, but I decided I'm gonna put a coat on it since I am trying to flip it. Now back to the garage. I had an idea to stencil the whole back, and so I just grabbed some stencil. I figured it doesn't really matter what the design looks like. I could just stencil a couple of things in the back. And the reason why I have this speeding up so fast is because it's kind of a fail. Like, I just wanted you to see what I attempted, and of course I had to do something else. I thought it'd be a good idea to stencil the back because I guess I was trying to avoid having it look just plain black, and then I was having to avoid using the wallpaper. I thought this would be pretty cool using the same paint from the whitewash and then maybe add a little bit of a gold touch, and I thought it would be interesting. Okay, here we go. And a hot mess. So it's time for me to do a plan B because I was determined to finish this part tonight. I grabbed some wallpaper. This happened to be the same drawer lining wallpaper that I used for the first drawer, but I didn't want to line the drawer this time because I had so much work with the whitewashing. But the backboard, it needs something to make it pop. I have no advice for this wallpaper because it's a lot of work to do, and I don't know. I was to say keep trying if you're struggling with this, because I am struggling trying to avoid doing this. Here's a reminder of what the server started off as, and here is after I whitewashed it and gave it just 2 new handles on there, and let me know if you feel like it looks better this way. Thank you for watching.